Hey guys, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Do me a favor as you come into the room, you guys know the routine. Put in the chat your city and state. Let me know where you are watching from. Today is May 31st. It is the last day of the month. And in my community, we just worked on our budgets for the following month. So I just decided to go ahead and go live right now to just show you guys what we did in the group and then also in the community, and then also show you guys how to do it. So for those of you that may be just joining for the first time, you guys know, well, for the first time you wouldn't know, but for those of you that do know me, you guys know I'm Kendra, aka Miss K. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Kendra, aka Miss K. I became a medical assistant in 2004, and then I became a medical assistant instructor in 2011. And I have several YouTube channels. And one of the things that I do on my medical assistant YouTube channel, I help people pass certification and all of that. Some clinical videos, but then on my other channels and in my other communities, I'm helping people working on budgeting, credit, starting a business, and things like that. I'm not just a medical assistant instructor, I'm also a business owner. And so that's one of the things that I try to also help my medical assistant community with as well. But anyway, I started this new community, Assets and Abundance Collective. If anybody is interested in joining that community, the link is in the description of the video. For my medical assistant people, if you do join my Assets and Abundance community, I just ask you a favor. Do not talk about medical assistant over there. It's strictly about budget and credit and all of that. So what I want to do in this video, and I'm going to link it right here in the chat. I'm going to put it right there. So for anybody that's interested, I just linked it in the chat. Oh, did the whole thing not post? Oh, there it is. Oh, shoot. Did the whole, wow, I don't even know if the whole link posted. Let me make sure I put that whole link in there. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure, because I need to make sure y'all can get in there. I'm going to put the link to the community. So if you want to get in, you can go ahead. But what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to show you guys how to use the free budgeting template in order to do your budget. Listen, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how little you make. You absolutely need a budget, okay? Your budget is how you keep track of your money. So you want to keep track of your previous month, but you want to also plan for the next month. So I want to show you guys how this works. So first of all, this is the budgeting template here. Okay. You can do yearly or weekly, but we're going to focus on monthly. Okay. And I hate that let me do this because I hate that my daggone picture is in the way. Let me move my camera out the way so you guys can see this really quickly. So notice down here, it says May and June. You can easily add a new month. Okay. So if you want to add July, you would just right click on this tab right here and duplicate it. And then you just right click again and then hit rename. And then that's how you want to do July. Okay. At the end of June. All right. So right now we're just going to focus on June. Now, again, I don't care how much money you make, you still have to do a budget, or how little you make. All right. A couple years ago on my medical assistant channel, I did a medical assistance and money series where I went over, let me know that you guys can still hear me. Do me a favor and confirm in the chat that you can still hear me, because I removed myself. I want to make sure you can still hear me. She said it's popping up as an error. Try it again, Brown Sugar, because I just posted it again. For some reason, when I posted it the first time, the whole link did not show up. So do me a favor, Brown Sugar Vita, and try it again and let me know if it works. Let me put it in the chat. Brown Sugar Vita on YouTube was telling me that it was popping up as an error. And that's because for some reason, the whole link did not show up the first time. So I just put it in the chat again. So let me know if it works this time. But this is how it's going to look. Okay. So I showed you how to create a new month, and then you can just kind of move it around and do all of that. But we're going to focus on June. So how you work this template, you literally just put in how much you make. So let's just say, and this is after taxes. Okay. This is not what you make before taxes. This is not your gross income. You're going to put in your net income, meaning after taxes. Okay. So let's just say you bring in, let's say, every check after taxes is $1,500. So let's just say you bring in $3,000 every month, right? If you have, actually, I didn't mean to put the 3,000 right there. I meant to put it right here for work. Let's just say you get 3,000 for work, right? And any other income you get, let's say you get child support or alimony or some type of disability or anything. I'm going to use child support as an example. Let's just say here, let's just say child support you get, let's just say $700. I don't know. That's just a random number. Notice how when you put it in, it automatically calculates how much your income was. And let's just say you got a side business. I'm going to use one of my girls in my group, Jasmine. She does resumes on the side. So let's say you help people. Let's say you do Uber Eats, or you got some type of side hustle on the side, whatever that is. Let me just say resume services, right? Just as an example. This is anything, babysitting, doing hair. Some of you guys in my community, some of y'all do hair. Okay, Brown Sugar says it works. Perfect. Some of you guys do hair, whatever. So whatever that is. So let's say for resume service, let's say you made an extra $200. You know what I mean? This is when you're doing the previous month. Okay. So this was your total income for the month. Okay. Now, when it comes to expenses, the next section is where you put in everything that you pay. And this right here is going to take a little while because some of you guys are going to have to go through your bank statements. Some of you already kind of know what it is, like things like mortgage and rent, car note, cell phone. Those things are always the same, right? Let's just say your rent or your mortgage is $1,500. You just put that there. Let's say your car note is $250. You can put that there. Let's say your cell phone bill, we'll just say $100. And then when you start, and then your gas, I want to actually differentiate these two gas, because this is gas more so for car. This is gas when it comes to utility bills. So let me just kind of put that here. And I'm going to give you guys a link to this. This is going to be in the description of the video too for anybody that needs this. But I want you guys to really start doing this. I want you guys to start budgeting, because this is going to be key to making, you know, just making your financial life better, right? This is going to be the foundation. So I really want you guys to take time to do this. Gas is more so when it comes to the car. So you can estimate that. I'm not going to go through each thing. I'm just going to kind of go and play. Well, let's just do it since we're on it. So let's just say $80 for the month. Groceries, you may say $200 or whatever that is for you. Let's say your car insurance is $150. Now notice as you're putting these numbers in, if you scroll down all the way at the end, you'll be able to see this is how much money you have left. So let's just say your total income is $3,900. Your expenses is $2,280. This is how much you have left. The goal is for you to have something left. Some of you guys are going to do your budget and realize, oh man, this is in a negative. Then that's when you're going to have to go back and figure out what expenses you can cut. Okay. And then sometimes it's going to be a matter of trying to make more money. Sometimes some people may have to make more money on their job, maybe add an extra, you know, side hustle or side business or something like that. But I just wanted to show you how it's automatically calculating. So I want you guys to start doing this, okay? Because when I tell you doing the budget literally changed my financial life. I started doing budgets back in 2016, and it has changed my life. So let's go back to this. When it comes to bills that you have to kind of, you know, it kind of changes from month to month, like electric, gas, water, or whatever. You can look at your last three bills, your last three electric bills, and maybe divide it by 3. Add them up and divide it by 3. That'll give you an average. Or if you know every month my electric bill is usually $75. Or if you're doing the previous month, like right now, we are this actually should be May actually. But I'm just giving you guys how this, you know, just an example of how it looks. So let's say your gas bill is usually $75. You can put that in there. Water, let's say your water is usually $150. And then this is if you put savings to the side. So I recommend everybody put some type of savings to the side. Every time you get paid, you should have some amount going into a savings account, preferably a savings only account that's online with high interest. So that way, you know, that money is making money, right? So even if it's only $20, right? Every time you get paid, let's say every time you get paid, you have $50 going to the side. So every month you're saving $100. That's even better. Okay. The more you can save, the better, but start with as little as you can. Okay. So this is those expenses. So again, we got our income. Okay. Whatever income you make, You could do that. If you have to add any lines, you can always just right click it and then just hit insert row above. Okay. So that way, you know, you may have to add more than what's there. And then credit cards, if you have any, let's say you have a Capital One credit card. Okay. And your first thing you want to do on here, let's just say your limit. So let's say you have a Capital One credit card and you have a $5,000 limit. Your balance, you can put in the balance. Let's say your balance right now is $1,500. Okay. Your due date, let's say your Capital One, and this is for you guys. If you don't have a credit card, fine, you skip this part or you can remove it. And then let's say your monthly payment is usually about, I'm just going to say $100, which it may not be. It may be less, especially if you don't have interest right now on it. But this is how you do your credit card. So same thing for any other credit card you have. Okay. So you do your limit, what your limit is, the balance that's on it, and your balance should be going down every month, your due date, and then how much, you know, your minimum payments are, or how much you actually paid. Okay. Now this budgeted amount, this column, this is for if you budgeted for a certain amount. Let's just say you budgeted for your Capital One payment to be $200. This is what you expected, but then it ended up being 100, or you budgeted for it to be less. You thought it was going to be 50, but it ended up being 100. Or when you went to the grocery store, you budgeted for $100, but you ended up spending $200. This is what the budgeted amount column is for. And then the actual amount is what you actually spent. So you don't necessarily have to do the budgeted amount unless you have to. Okay. Unless you need to, meaning you budgeted for a certain amount and then you went over it. Okay. Somebody said I spend way more in gas as I live 49 miles away from where I work. Wow. Sheesh. Yeah, definitely calculate that in there, and then just have a budget strictly for gas. And this is why you guys want to do this, because, you know, especially the way gas is now, you want to have that specific amount budgeted. And one thing I want to tell you guys, when you have a certain amount budgeted for something, stick to it. Don't go over it. So let me just kind of skip around a little bit. Like for an example, in grocery, I have on here twice. So you guys can take that out or you can turn it into something else. But when you guys have, let's say, a eating out budget, stick to that and don't go over it. So let's say your eating out budget for the month is going to be $100. Stick to it. Don't go over it. Even if you got to take $100 cash out, so that way you won't spend more than that. Same thing with any type of maintenance you may need, or self-care. If you want to get a massage and you say, I'm not going to spend no more than on self-care massages, I'm not going to spend no more than $150. Stick to that. Same thing for hair and makeup. You know, just stick to whatever that budget is for you. Now notice all those things I put in, I only have $670 left, which is actually maybe a good thing for you, because if you've paid all your bills and you got $670 left, that may actually be a good thing, because that means that at least you're not in a negative. The goal is for this number to be positive. You do not want to be in the negative. If you're in the negative, you got to either cut expenses or add income. For some people, they're going to have to do both. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm going to link this. Matter of fact, let me make a link to it. Let me share it. Let me get the link right now. Copy link. And let me put it here. Link to budgeting templates for anybody who wants to use this. I'm putting it in the chat right now. And then you can use it. And you have this video. This video is going to stay up. So anybody who wants to go back and, you know, watch this video again, you can. It'll still be here. Let me see. Let me go back up and see if I missed anything else. Can I do this while I'm sitting home? Of course. Yeah. Yep. Of course you can. Yep. Of course you can. So let me see. I put that in there. I put the link to my community. Let me put the link to my community one more time. For my medical assistant, if you do join this, my medical assistant community, just remember, this is strictly about assets and abundance. We're over there talking about budgeting, credit, multiple streams of income, and all of that. For those of you that are medical assistants and you want to know how to use your clinical skills to start a business, this group is definitely for you as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and end this video on I see a couple of questions in a group, but I'm actually streaming on my personal YouTube as well. So for any people from my medical assistant community that have questions about getting into the medical assistant group, that'll be approved once I'm able to go through the membership. Once I'm able to go through the membership request, but that should be done either tonight or tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Just wanted to come on here. Just remember, no matter how much you make, how much or how little, everybody needs a budget. This is literally the beginning of, bettering your financial life. You know what I mean? This is the way you tell your money where to go versus your money telling you where it's going. Because some of us, our money is just doing whatever because we don't track it. When you do this right here, what I just showed you guys, y'all may realize that y'all been spending way more than you thought you did. You ever get paid on Friday and then you're trying to figure out why you broke by Monday? This is because a lot of times you're not doing a budget. You're not looking at where your money is going. Okay. And then I remember the first time I did a budget and I realized, wow, I was like, how am I even getting by? I'm spending way more than I'm making. Some of you guys may also realize that too. You may realize that you're spending way more than what you're making. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I was going month to month and one thing not getting paid. I'll pay that one late next month. I'm going to pay this, but I'll pay that late next month. And I want you guys to live life more abundantly. I don't want anybody to struggle for no reason. Some people, you really are struggling because it's just your expenses are just way too high. You got to make more money. That's different. That's where I come in to try to help you figure out what else can you do to add more money, right? But then some of you have the money, but you just spending too much. You spending way more than what you have, right? And that's where I was. I had the money, but I was just frivolous. I'll pay for this later. I'll do that later. But no, did that budget and realized, listen, it was crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Y'all have a good evening. And thank you guys for hanging in there with me for these few minutes. Talk to you guys later. Oh, let me remove this because I don't want that to play.